Aquaculture came into the spotlight back in 2019 when the Singapore government announced its food security agenda and the 30 by 30 vision. So what is aquaculture? Senior Research Fellow of Aquaculture at James Cook University, Dr. Susan Gibson-Kueh chimes in.
I think aquaculture is a very exciting new frontier. If you look in terms of aquaculture, right, it's actually intensive agriculture in the water. A lot of people think that aquaculture is basically you dig a hole in the ground, make a pond, fill it with water, throw in the fish, and voila, But they don't think about all the background knowledge that goes until they start. Like for example, now in Singapore, the phase is farming fish in the sea, but on a barge. So it's the in thing now.
So based on what Dr. Susan has shared, you might think that aquaculture would be something along the lines of the kelongs off the coast of Pulau Ubin and think that aquaculture is about fish farming. But the reality is, aquaculture is a diverse activity that goes beyond rearing fish. It may even include things like shrimp, shellfish, and plants as well. I'll let Dr. Susan elaborate further.
When you talk about aquaculture, right, a lot of people think about, especially in Singapore context, maybe what they know is like the fish aquaculture. But aquaculture actually involves a very diverse number of animal species. Aquaculture will be the aquaculture of finfish and shellfish. And traditionally, one of the earliest aquaculture species were pearl oysters. And then, of course, then you have the very traditional shellfish aquaculture, where it is very interesting if anyone has ever been to the kelongs at Lim Chu Kang. Naturally, right, in the waters, there are what we call baby mussels or spats. And so all the farmer has to do is to drop down lines, and these baby mussels will latch on and then filter feed off the zooplankton and phytoplankton. And then in 4 to 5 months, you can actually harvest mussels. And then there's a culture of oysters, where traditionally in France, they grow them in the intertidal zone, in what they call oyster beds, where they put the oysters in actually like a little basket in the intertidal zone, and then they harvest them. So aquaculture is a very diverse activity, not only of fish, but also of shellfish, and then also shrimp. And now people are looking at aquaculture of seaweed.
Alright, so now we know what aquaculture is and we have cleared up some misconceptions. But how does it fit into the 30 by 30 vision?
I think the reason why aquaculture has such a big role to play in the 30 by 30 food security agenda is because it is relatively untapped. We cannot say Singapore has not been doing aquaculture. The kelongs have been around for possibly before I was born, I'm sure. But then it is been done on a very traditional scale. So that's one. So there's a lot of room for improvement in the aquaculture arena. And also the other thing is because Singapore wants to look at farming the sea, because we are an island, and so there's a lot of opportunities for farming the sea. It's relatively untapped, and also whatever is happening on a small scale. So there's a lot of chances for increasing production. And a lot of the aquaculture species is also a very high value protein. So it ties in not only with a resource that is not optimized, it is also a resource for very high value protein that fits into the food security arena.
So in this video, we've learned what is aquaculture, cleared up some misconceptions, and heard from Dr. Susan on how aquaculture can fit into Singapore's 30 by 30 food security vision. In the next video of this series, Dr. Susan will be addressing the concerns of parents and talking about the ROI of studying aquaculture and finding a job in the industry. Speaking of jobs, she'll also be sharing about the less glamorous side of working in aquaculture that you probably won't find in any university marketing material. Hey, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. If you found value in this video, please help me out by liking the video. And if you want more content like this, remember to subscribe. If you really want to show your support, you can turn on the notifications as well.